Nestled on the edge of a vibrant village near the expansive savannah, hidden behind a cascade of wildflowers and dense acacia trees, lay a long-forgotten piece of land known locally as the Old Gardener's Plot. For years, the plot had lain dormant, its once vibrant indigenous flora subdued and overrun by invasive species. Yet beneath its neglected surface, a secret of old was waiting to be unearthed. One radiant morning, young Amina, an adventurous village girl, discovered the garden while roaming the outskirts of her community. Drawn by the lush, tangled wilderness that shielded the garden from view, she navigated through the thick brush until she stumbled upon a secluded clearing bathed in sunlight. To her amazement, the garden that unfolded before her eyes was unlike any she had seen. Radiant flowers in every conceivable color bloomed wildly, their petals shimmering with an ethereal glow. Majestic baobab trees reached for the skies, their ancient branches murmuring age-old secrets to the breeze. At the center of this magical enclave was a magnificent natural spring, its waters sparkling with an iridescent light. Entranced by the unearthly beauty of the place, Amina stepped forward, her heart thrumming with excitement. Unbeknownst to her, this discovery would trigger a sequence of events that would forever alter her life. As she explored the enchanting garden, Amina quickly realized she was not alone. Hidden among the verdant flora was a mystical creature unlike any she had encountered before. With iridescent wings and eyes that twinkled like the night sky, the creature introduced herself as Seraphina, the guardian of this mystical garden. Seraphina explained that the garden was a haven of wonder and magic, a sanctuary for all manner of enchanted beings. However, Amina sensed a note of melancholy in Seraphina's voice, a yearning for something once magnificent but now lost. Prompted by Amina's curiosity, Seraphina shared that the garden had once been a potent source of magic, flourishing through generations. Over time, as the village expanded, the magic had waned, leaving the garden vulnerable to the ravages of time and neglect. Now, with each day, the garden's enchantments weakened further, threatening to vanish altogether. Resolved to prevent this sacred place from fading into obscurity, Amina vowed to help Seraphina rejuvenate its magic and shield it from those who would do it harm. Together, they embarked on a quest to unravel the garden's mysteries and restore its latent power. Their journey deep into the garden's lore involved confronting several formidable trials. First came the trial of the elements, where they mastered the natural forces, summoning rain, commanding the winds, and even coaxing fire from dry wood, proving their worthiness to wield the garden's magic. Next was the trial of the beast, demanding they gain the trust of the garden's denizens. From mischievous spirits camouflaged as dragonflies to noble lions guarding sacred paths, they established bonds of trust and respect, each creature teaching them valuable lessons in return. Their most daunting challenge was the trial of shadows, a test of courage and altruism, where they faced their deepest fears. Navigating the darkest recesses of the garden, they confronted their inner doubts and emerged fortified in spirit and purpose. As their quest approached its climax, Amina and Seraphina discovered they were not alone in their pursuit of the garden's magic. A nefarious sorcerer, known only as the Dark Enchanter, sought to harness this power for his own sinister ends. Uniting their newfound allies, Amina and Seraphina prepared for a decisive confrontation. In a climactic battle, where the fate of the garden hung precariously, Amina unleashed her newfound powers. With the collective magic of the garden channeled through her, she defeated the Dark Enchanter, his dark ambitions crumbling to dust. Though the garden bore scars from their battle, reflecting the high cost of their victory, it did not dampen their resolve. With dedication and the support of their friends, Amina and Seraphina began restoring the garden. They planted new seeds of hope and renewal, and as time passed, the garden regained its former splendor, its beauty a testament to the resilience of nature and the enduring power of friendship. As the sun dipped below the savannah and stars lit the vast African sky, Amina and Seraphina stood side by side, hearts brimming with hope. They knew that whatever future challenges might arise, with their unshakable bond and the garden's enduring magic, they would always prevail. As the garden flourished under Amina and Seraphina's care, it began to attract attention beyond the village borders. Word of the garden's revival and its mystical properties spread far and wide, reaching the ears of distant communities and even the bustling cities beyond the savannah. Yet, with newfound fame came new challenges, and it wasn't long before the serene existence Amina and Seraphina had fought so hard to protect was threatened once again. The village decided to host a grand festival to celebrate the restoration of the magical garden. Dubbed the Festival of Blossoms, it was to feature displays of the garden's unique flora, performances by local musicians, and a night of storytelling under the stars. Amina and Seraphina welcomed the idea, seeing it as a perfect opportunity to share the garden's magic with the world and teach the importance of conservation and harmony with nature. As the festival drew near, visitors from all corners of the region began to arrive. The village buzzed with excitement and the air was filled with the scent of cooking and the sounds of preparation. Among the guests was a mysterious figure named Zubri, a renowned herbalist known for his vast knowledge of medicinal plants. His keen interest in the garden's magical properties quickly drew Amina's attention. Zubri approached Amina and Seraphina with a proposal. He spoke of a rare flower, the midnight bloom, which was said to possess incredible healing powers. According to legend, the flower could cure any ailment, but it only grew in lands touched by deep magic. Convinced that the midnight bloom might grow in their rejuvenated garden, Zubri sought their help in finding it. Though initially hesitant, Amina and Seraphina agreed, moved by Zubri's tales of sick loved ones who could be healed. They began a meticulous search through the deepest, most enchanted parts of the garden, where the magic was strongest and the flora most bizarre and beautiful. As they delved deeper into their search, strange occurrences began to unsettle the village. Items went missing, inexplicable illnesses afflicted some visitors, and a pervasive sense of unease settled over the festival. Amina, growing more concerned, wondered if the garden's magic was becoming too powerful, attracting not just humans but perhaps something else, something not so benign. Her fears were confirmed when, late one evening, they encountered a shadowy creature lurking near the heart of the garden. This creature, a dark spirit of the land, was drawn to the garden's revitalized magic and sought to corrupt it for its own purposes. Realizing the danger the spirit posed not just to the garden but to all who had come to witness its beauty, Amina and Seraphina rallied the villagers and their guests. With Zubri's knowledge of magical herbs and the collective will of everyone involved, they prepared to confront the dark spirit. The confrontation was intense, testing the limits of Amina's abilities and Seraphina's wisdom. They had to rely on the bonds they had formed with the garden's creatures and the elemental forces they had once mastered. Together, they crafted a powerful enchantment, a spell of binding that would seal the dark spirit away, restoring balance without destroying the spirit entirely, acknowledging its role in the natural order. In the aftermath of the battle, as Com returned to the garden, Zubri finally discovered the midnight bloom, hidden not far from where the dark spirit had been encountered. The flower's discovery, under such dramatic circumstances, seemed to symbolize a deeper truth about the garden and its magic, that light and shadow must coexist, each keeping the other in check. The Festival of Blossoms ended not just with celebration, but with a renewed understanding of the garden's significance and its fragile equilibrium. Amina and Seraphina, now recognized as guardians of more than just a magical place, but of a profound legacy, stood among their friends and allies, grateful and resolute. As peace settled over the landscape and the visitors began their journeys home, stories of the garden's guardians and their brave stand against the darkness spread, weaving Amina and Seraphina into the folklore of the land. Their adventure had secured the garden's magic for future generations and taught all who heard the tale that courage, unity, and respect for nature were the truest forms of magic. As the tales of the garden's guardians spread far and wide, Amina and Seraphina found themselves at the heart of a growing network of magic and nature lovers. The garden had not only become a beacon of magic and beauty but also a sanctuary for those seeking knowledge and refuge from the ever-encroaching modern world. Yet, as their reputation grew, so did the challenges they faced, drawing them into a broader world of ancient mysteries and global enchantments. Several months after the Festival of Blossoms, Amina received an unexpected invitation from the Global Council of Magical Conservation, an ancient body that oversaw magical sites around the world. The council had heard of their triumph over the dark spirit and their successful management of the garden's magic, and now they were invited to attend a gathering of magical guardians from various parts of the world. Intrigued and a bit intimidated, Amina and Seraphina traveled to the gathering, held in a secluded valley surrounded by mystical mountains that touched the clouds. There, they met other guardians, each responsible for protecting their own magical havens. Through exchanges of stories and strategies, Amina and Seraphina gained insights into the broader spectrum of magical conservation, learning about threats that span the globe, from the encroachment of urban sprawl to the fading of ancient spells bound to natural sites. During the gathering, an urgent matter surfaced. The crystal of Meru, an ancient artifact responsible for maintaining the balance of water elements across the African continent, had begun to weaken. The guardians were asked for their help to restore it, as the crystal's energy was vital not only to magical realms but also to the ecological health of vast regions. Determined to assist, Amina and Seraphina embarked on a journey to the heart of the Nubian desert, where the crystal was kept in a hidden temple. Guided by an elder guardian, they traversed arid landscapes, deciphering old runes and battling sand spirits awakened by the crystal's faltering magic. As they approached the temple, the final trial awaited them. The temple was guarded by the Sphinx of Meru, a majestic but formidable creature with the body of a lion and the face of a wise queen. To pass and reach the crystal, they had to answer a riddle that tested not only their intelligence but their understanding of nature's delicate balances. With Seraphina's insight into magical lore and Amina's intuitive connection to the natural world, they succeeded in solving the Sphinx's riddle, gaining not only access to the temple but also a powerful ally in their quest to restore the crystal. Inside the temple, they found the crystal of marrow pulsing weakly, its light dim and its energy sapped. Using the knowledge they had gathered from the council and the magical energies they had honed in the garden, Amina and Seraphina worked together to recharge the crystal. They performed a complex ritual that drew on the elemental powers of water from across the continent, reinvigorating the crystal and, by extension, the water sources it sustained. Their success at the temple marked a new beginning for Amina and Seraphina. Recognized now as global guardians, they returned to their village with new knowledge, allies, and a reinforced sense of purpose. The garden continued to thrive and became a training ground for new guardians from around the world, eager to learn about the balance of nature and magic. As they watched the sunset from their ever-enchanting garden, Amina and Seraphina knew that their lives had changed forever. They were no longer just the protectors of a local magical site but key players in a global network defending the world's magic. They pledged to continue their work, safeguarding the delicate weave of magic and nature, knowing that each success strengthened the bonds between the magical and the mundane, ensuring the survival of wonders for generations to come.